Hey guys, it's Miss Burb here. So Frightningale just came out, and it's another episode to just squee in anticipation as you know that nothing will be revealed, that no characters will figure anything out since it isn't a season finale or anything, but the idea is so tantalizing that we're all on the edge of our seats. Like, look at this, Adrian is so cute! Oh man, you guys really love theories, don't you? Figuring out when Adrian will finally realize that Ladybug has the exact same hairstyle as the other girl in his class that looks exactly the same. Like, seriously, Thomas, like, what's your explanation for her looking identical? So, yes, that is exactly what we will be discussing in this video today. Or actually, I'm discussing with myself. All by myself in my room, sounding like a nut job. Anyway, the question today is, what is up with Ladybug and Cat Noir's disguises? Coming up with this video, I was thinking, what is theory-worthy in this episode? Frightningale, I mean. Immediately, I thought of the masks, which, in a certain way, is the center point for this episode, how they conceal their identities. It is a real mystery as to why nobody in the show has ever recognized the heroes. Marinette has the same hair and eyes, while Cat Noir looks very similar to Adrian. Alia has noticed the similarity between Adrian and Cat Noir, but the only person to have gotten close to discovering this besides Alia is Gabriel. It is puzzling, and the heroes don't try particularly hard at hiding their identities, and getting away from their normal lives to become superheroes doesn't seem to cause too many problems, especially considering Adrian has a literal bodyguard that is supposed to pretty much keep an eye on him. So that's what's been happening before Frightningale. In this episode, both Marinette and Adrian are chosen to feature in Nightingale's music video as their own superhero personas. Both wear their costumes and are super nervous about being recognized potentially. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, then consider checking out the episode review I did with my friend PB. But anyway, back to the episode, Adrian says out loud that putting on the mask would compromise his identity.
There's no way I can wear this!
Yeah, I've always found that little bell so ridiculous. Then again, the costume is what you really wanted deep down, isn't it?
No, Plag. I mean that everyone's gonna realize that I'm the real Cat Noir.
No way! People are blind.
You ready, Adrian?
Coming! Just a sec! If they see me with this mask on, they're all gonna recognize me for sure. I can't wear it.
Afterwards, Marinette says the exact same thing.
Ooh, great choice of fabric. And these seams, amazing craftsmanship, almost like the real thing, don't you think?
Yeah, it's too well done. Oh wow, Tiki, I really messed up this time. If they see me with this mask on, they're all gonna recognize me for sure. There's no way I can wear it.
You ready, Marinette?
Yes, I'm coming!
Both of them think that by wearing the mask, it will reveal their secret. Isn't that odd? How both of them thought the exact same thing? The fact that they both think that by wearing the mask with their costume would give them away is very particular, which suggests that it must be true. So what can this tell us? So let's try to get sciencey a little bit. Maybe there's like a scientific explanation for the masks hiding the identities. And by doing science research, I basically mean doing a Google search. Sorry, I'm not a real scientist, just a fake one. It's very obvious to all the viewers how bad these kinds of masks are for hiding identities. It comes up often in comics and superhero-related media. It's that thing where hiding the area around your eyes will somehow protect your identity and stop people from recognizing you. In my very basic research, I learned that these kinds of masks are called domino masks, and there isn't any real evidence to back it up. On top of that, face recognition software would be able to detect and identify your face anyway. The software uses the position of the different parts of your face to detect you, which isn't concealed by a mask, and so the mask does nothing. So you might be telling yourself, well, we didn't learn anything then. That is where you're incorrect. Because if we learn that it isn't scientific, it must mean that it's either miraculous magical or cinema magical. It might just be because the show decided that that was gonna hide their identities. So we'll have to go based off the show's own lore then. Nobody's recognized them so far, and even Marinette, who is a creepy stalker, I might try to make a video on that, so if you want that video, let me know and subscribe. Even Marinette, the stalker, hasn't figured out that Adrian is Cat Noir. So why can nobody recognize them despite the fact that it is super obvious? There was a video made by Cartoon Universe that elaborated that maybe the reason is simply magic. A magical screen that stops people from being able to recognize the heroes unless they reveal themselves outright. Honestly, I think this is the show's true explanation for it. Because look at her, she has like the exact same hair. But rather than just give in to the magical explanation and close the case, we can always dig for clues and make guesses and try to figure out the characteristics of this magic. So here's a list of the different scenarios I found that can maybe provide clues towards the characteristics. In Frightningale, both Marinette and Adrien wear the costume but without the mask because by putting on the entire outfit, it would give them away. Number 2. In Antibug, Chloe, dressed as Ladybug, is mistaken for Ladybug while wearing the entire costume except for the hair.
Hey, what's the dealio with your hair?
Number 3. In Lady Wi-Fi, Marinette's mask cannot come off and is stuck to her skin.
Why doesn't it come off? Because it's magic?
Number 4. In the same episode, Ladybug spends a long period of time with Alia.
Hello! Alia, right? Last time I saw you, I was in a hurry, but I've got...
Number 5. In Dark Owl, we see that the Ladybug earrings can come off. Number 6. In the same episode, and according to Thomas Astruc's tweet, the Kuamis seem to already know their true identities. Number 7. In Dark Cupid, Adrien knows the characteristics of Ladybug in superhero form when he writes the love poem to Ladybug, enough that Marinette thinks Adrien is referring to her in civilian form. Alia is also able to see certain traits of Cat Noir and compare them to Adrien, and everyone in the episode Frightningale knows what Ladybug's hair looks like. Number 8. In Horrificator, Cat Noir and Ladybug are able to fake their presence in the basement by using their normal voices.
Adrien! Adrien!
Yeah, I'm fine.
Based off all these little tidbits of information, this is what I gleaned from the evidence. Remember, this is speculation and it might just be the show being inconsistent, but this is what it suggests. Outsiders can still identify the physical traits of the superhero, but don't seem to recall them as much. It seems that the outsiders can still see and identify the physical traits. We can deduce this from Adrien's love poem, Alia's comparison of Cat Noir and Adrien, and the music video auditions in Frightningale. However, it seems that they have difficulty identifying them to someone they know, since Alia was able to more or less match Adrien with Cat Noir, but Adrien failed to match Marinette and Ladybug despite them having very similar traits. Marinette was even able to see herself in the words that Adrien put down. So how come Adrien wasn't able to actually identify her? The outfit is seen more prominently in the minds of people. The inability of seeing the physical traits of the Miraculous user might be replaced by this idea. The heroes are more prominently seen as the costumes they wear. The best example of this is as shown in Antibug when Chloe was dressed as Ladybug. Chloe was wearing the outfit and the mask as well as the earrings. Jagged Stone and Nadia Shamak thought Chloe was Ladybug upon seeing her. However, her hair was different. They did notice her different hairstyle, but still thought it was Ladybug. This suggests that just the costume is enough to fool people. So maybe people zone in more on what the heroes are wearing rather than the hair and the face. Time does not affect the people's inability to see through the costume. If you spend enough time with someone, your nerves will calm down and you will be able to think more clearly. It could be possible that over time, people will start to recognize the similarities and put 2 and 2 together. However, Alia spends a long time with Ladybug and Lady Wi-Fi when Marinette lets her have an interview. And Alia also spends a lot of time with Ladybug in general as Ladybug often speaks to her. But Alia still doesn't know who it is. This suggests that even with time, people still can't see through the costume. This also suggests that the cover does involve magic. Like seriously, Alia should have started to recognize Marinette through the costume since they're best friends. The weak point on the superhero's costume is the Miraculous. Lady Wi-Fi was not able to take off Ladybug's mask. It was pretty much glued to her face. On the other hand, in Dark Owl, he easily was able to start taking off Ladybug's earrings and she started to re-transform back into Marinette, which in turn started to remove her mask anyway. So the weak point for this costume is the jewelry. So now I know if I ever turn into a villain, just go for the jewelry, forget about the mask. So I had another theory on the subject of the secret identities, but when I thought about it, I saw a possible reason for it. So I'm going to present it to you anyway, and then tell you my idea for the reason. I thought Kuamis seem to be immune to the identity protection. Thomas Estruc confirmed on Twitter that Plagg was surprised that Marinette was going to give away the Miraculous a Dark Owl. Plagg was not surprised that Marinette was Ladybug. The Kuamis have also continued to act like nothing has happened since this encounter. What if this means that they haven't gained new knowledge from the encounter? If their behavior hasn't changed, then we can guess that the Kuamis must know both of their secret identities, and have kept it hidden this whole time. Tiki would have surely reacted to learning that Marinette's crush is Cat Noir, but she hasn't said anything since that episode. This suggests that the Kuamis can perhaps see through the costume and know who the civilian underneath is. However, there is a possible explanation for this. Fu might have told the Kuamis beforehand who he was giving the Miraculous to. If this was the case, then this would also account for the fact that Tiki knew immediately, once she was released, what to do about Stoneheart.
Mom! Dad!
No. I'm your friend, Marinette. You must trust me. You're the only one who can stop Stoneheart.
Okay, so all I have to do is break the object where the whatchamacallit is hiding?
It's called an Akuma, which you must then capture.
Got it.
Tiki knew about Stoneheart, about the situation at hand, and that there was an Akuma on the loose. The Butterfly Miraculous is supposed to be used for good, and it probably wasn't used often for evil, so it must be a somewhat unique case for Tiki to know about. So maybe the Kuamis can't see through it, but were told beforehand. So how much does this whole obvious superhero mask thing affect you guys? My belief is suspended enough when I watch the show, but seriously, it's really weird. Don't forget to subscribe with that notification bell thing, because if you're not, you won't hear about my next theory video. If you want to hang out with me, consider joining my Discord or following me on Twitter. Miss Burb out!